This might be the biggest, lumpiest, steaming pile of stinking Barbara Streisand to come out of the Pentagon since the fake make-believe story about the Fitzgerald and the McCain back in 17. So you're telling me that 80 miles from the base where the F-35 took off yesterday, they have now, 30 hours later, discovered the debris field. And I, giant air quotes, debris field. Wait until you see the pictures. There is absolutely no way this story passes muster. Because, number one, I'm not sure what more to be terrified of. The fact that it took them 30 hours to gin up a fake debris field for the media, or the fact that only 80 miles away was their aircraft, and they needed to ask the public to help find it. Knowing what direction it was going, knowing how fast it was going, knowing what they were looking for, it took them 30 hours, and there's only one outlet asking this question. Only one. It's the Daily Mail, of all places. How did it take the Pentagon 28 hours to find a missing F-35 that had crashed into a field only 80 miles away from base? It's absolutely the most insane story. And oh, believe me, there's more to the story that not even the Daily Mail covers. But real quick, would like to say thank you to everyone. Be diligent every day. Live a life of gratitude while we look into the truth. Over at the Patreon channel, we can look even deeper. We can say things we're not allowed to say here, because it's very clear that the U.S. government, alphabet agencies, mainstream media, all collude to control these platforms, to keep voices silent that ask even the most reasonable of questions. If you'd like to join us over there, it's only $1 per month, even less if you sign up for an entire year. God bless all of you who have over the last few days, last few months. You guys are making a huge, huge difference. There's a $5 level. There's not a whole lot of videos for that level over there, mainly because I want to keep most of the content available for everyone, but there is a group of folks that have decided to step up to another level, and we are going to continue to do content for them too. Now, here's the big question, okay? And I brought this up so nobody thinks I'm just making up numbers. The F-35 is considerably heavier than the lightweight fighters it replaces, with the lightest variant having an empty weight of, and I'll convert this for you, nearly 15 tons, 13,300 kilograms. Much of the weight can be attributed to the internal weapons bays and the extensive avionics carried. So you would expect, at a crash site, a debris field, to see roughly 15 tons of wreckage-ish, right? 15 tons. Only 80 miles away. Only 80 miles away. And not even in the search areas, not even close to the search areas they were looking for. Apparently, F-35s run on some secret, classified, proprietary blend of unicorn queefs, butterfly farts, and Smurf tears. Because there was absolutely no fire, no plume, nothing at this debris field where there are 15 tons of metal. Here it is. Here's the picture. There's your 15 tons right there. 15 tons of, I guess, aircraft aluminum. I'm just going out on a limb here. That's what you're looking at. 15 tons. It's a dirt road. It's an area that looks like it might have had some type of a flood wash or some type of excavation done in the past. No smoke, no fire, nothing. This is what they are putting out, saying this is where the scraps of a 15-ton aircraft is. 1 day later. 1 day. A single day. Debris found from F-35 jet in South Carolina after a U.S. pilot ejected. It looks like a littering, but it looks like somebody went out here and had a party last weekend, and you're looking at the leftover cans, beer cans. So I guess the answer to the question is no. No, they didn't. Neither way any way you explain this that gives any credence to what they're saying makes no sense to logic. It was allegedly on autopilot. If it was on autopilot, it autopiloted itself into the ground. It autopiloted itself into the ground 80 miles away. Do you know how quickly this aircraft covers 80 miles, even at cruising speed? That's like a blink for this aircraft. I don't know if it has afterburners. I would have to assume it does, but and the transponder, gone. Gone meaning not activated, not being used, couldn't be used to find the aircraft. But allegedly, it was 80 miles away the entire time. The entire time, 29,300 pounds. Just to do the math here in my head, 2,000 pounds is a ton. So if you have 30,000 pounds, that would be 15 tons. Just under, I guess. Just under 700 pounds shy. Empty, not including fuel. So I guess probably 15 tons would be accurate. But not a single plume of smoke was seen. No fire, nothing, no fire, no boom reported. Nobody in the area said, hey, I heard a giant 15-ton boom and I smell burning jet fuel. Oh, that's right, I forgot. It's burning unicorn queefs, butterfly farts, and Smurf tears. Because that's clearly what drives the F-35. It must give it its stealth characteristics. That's how ridiculous this story is. And this is what's getting passed around. And it's so strange. Nobody questions it. Find another video. Don't believe me? Find another video online where somebody is questioning the narrative. Where somebody is saying, wait a minute. At least not one of these trees caught fire. Not one tree, not one of these trees is still smoldering a day later. When an aircraft moving at, let's say, a couple hundred knots, slams into the ground. And if you're saying, well, it ran out of fuel, how in the hell did it run out of fuel 80 miles from base? How did it run? How could it have, if it was on autopilot and it flew around, I mean, what was it, flying in circles and nobody saw it? Did it fly over the base? How many times would it have had to fly over the base? I mean, it's just the most insane thing. If there was fuel on board, you'd have seen a giant boom. If there's no fuel on board, why is it only 80 miles away? And if there still was no fuel on board, you would still, just from the impact alone, have had a cloud of some kind. Just from the impact. And nobody heard a thing for 30 hours? They say 28 hours. Okay, I'll give them that. But I did a video 28 hours from the reporting, and it was many hours later when the reporting came out. So if they want to say 28, fine. I'm not going to mince over 28 or 30. Even still, which is more terrifying? Which is seriously more terrifying, that they think this lie can pass muster, or that they lost track of an aircraft that was only 80 miles away for nearly a day, or that they had a pilot that ejected from a perfectly good aircraft. I mean, however you look at this, this is one of those, this is a Fitzgerald-like incident. The make-believe story about the USS Fitzgerald and the USS McCain from back in 17. So many holes in this story. It's just beyond any reasonable person's ability to believe. Now, one more thing before we go. Put up a post about this a little while ago. I've been talking about it for the last few weeks. It's something that has been in the works for a while. Was approached. There's a place down the road here where I donate plasma. I donate plasma normally for a lot of different reasons. Makes you feel better. It helps people. And plus they pay you. So it's, a little extra money. They said, hey, we're looking for people who are over the age of, I think, 50, who were, when they were children, vaccinated against smallpox. We would like to, if you, are willing, to enroll you in this program where we're going to vaccinate you with smallpox again to stimulate the antibody production in your body. And then once that's done, we're going to then withdraw the plasma, and we're going to use that plasma to develop therapies for those who have an adverse reaction to the coming new smallpox vaccine. And, of course, there was a little bit more financial consideration for this as well. So I said, yeah, given the state of things here at YouTube, that's, wasn't something I could turn away. So you have to go through a whole bunch of different processes and questionnaires, and finally got through everything. And today was the day, and went in there, and there was one minor paperwork hiccup with the doctor. Wasn't able to get it done today. We'll have it done Friday. So just wanted to share that, this is coming. This is in the works. It is what they call ACAM 2000. It is vaccinia virus. It is something where they just put it underneath your skin. You have a reaction to it. Having already been vaccinated, I'm not really, many years ago, way back, vaccinated against smallpox. Speaking of here, already been vaccinated against smallpox when I was 1 year old back in 1971. No big deal. And then once the antibody response hits, they're going to then, of course, continue to use plasmapheresis to extract plasma that they can then use for therapeutics. So just wanted to keep everybody up to date on this. CDC, detection and response. How would CDC respond to a smallpox emergency? Apparently there's some need. That's all I can divine from this, is that there's some need, some pressing need for plasma that comes from people who are immunized against smallpox. So I will leave it there. Just wanted to keep you guys up to date. Pray for me. Pray for each other. I'll pray for you. Lift each other up. God bless all of you. Thank you so much for the support. Very much appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.